Hello and welcome to Excel Mathematics TV. This presentation will be about finding the area of a parallelogram. Do you know what a parallelogram is? Let's get this lesson started by learning about parallelograms. For those who don't know, a parallelogram is a kind of quadrilateral where the opposite sides are parallel and congruent. The figure shown is an example of a parallelogram, and the green lines you can see on every side of the figure are symbols indicating that certain sides are congruent. Don't get confused. Height is always the shortest distance between the base and its opposite side. On the other hand, bases can be any one of the sides. Remember, the base and height are always perpendicular to each other. This means that there's a 90-degree angle formed, and the square symbol means 90 degrees. Now that we know what parallelograms are, let's study the formula for area of parallelograms. It's pretty simple. The area of a parallelogram is equal to the product of its base and height. Find the base and height, then multiply them, and you have the area. In symbols, we have A equals BH, where B is the base and H is the height. Let's see if we can apply what we have learned. It's time to solve some examples. We'll try to find the area of the following parallelograms. Let's solve for the area of this one. What should we do first? Start by identifying the base and height. It's easy because they are already indicated on the figure. The base, B, is 15 centimeters, and the height, H, is 6.7 centimeters. Can you still remember the formula? It's A equals the product of B and H, and we have all we need. Substitute the values of B and H, which are 15 and 6.7 respectively, then multiply. Multiplying gives us 100.5. Thus, the area is 100.5 square centimeters. Let's have another example. Let's find the area of this parallelogram. This time, there are 3 given dimensions, but the procedure is still the same. We always start by identifying the base and height. Look at the figure. Can you see the height and base? The height, H, is 7 inches. If you thought 7 3/4 is the height, let me give you a reminder so that you will not get it wrong next time. Be careful in choosing the base and the height. Don't be confused with the side and the base. When you get confused, go back to the definition of height. Let's be reminded. Height is the shortest distance between the base and its opposite side, and it is always perpendicular with the base. Moving forward, we can say that this here is the base. We know that the opposite sides are congruent, so B is also 11 inches. Now that we've identified the height and base, we can proceed to solving for the area. As always, we use the formula A equals the product of B and H. Substituting the values of B and H gives us 11 times 7. Then simplifying gives us a product of 77. Thus the area is 77 square inches. Do you want to solve some more examples? We have a couple more. The given parallelogram is for the third example. The procedure is the same. Don't get confused in identifying the base and the height. This is the base, and it's 5 1/7 inches, or simply 36/7. Remember that we want fractions to always be in the simplest form. This is the height, and it measures 4 2/3, or simply 14/3. Using the formula and substituting the values of B and H gives us 36/7 times 14/3. Before we proceed to multiplication, let's simplify the fractions even more in order to get the simplest possible product. Divide 36 and 3 by their GCF, which is 3, and divide 7 and 14 by their GCF, 7. Now the fractions are simplified. Multiplying will give us 24/1, or simply 24. Thus the area is 24 square inches. Now we're down to our last example. This time we don't have a figure, but that's not going to stop us. Let's find the area of a parallelogram with a base of 12 feet and a height that is twice the base. This is a bit different from our previous examples, but we can definitely solve it. First, identify the given. As we have mentioned, the base, B, is 12, and the height, H, is twice the base. Then H is equal to 2B, which is 24 when simplified. Now we got the values for the base and the height. Using the formula, let's substitute the values we got. B equals 12 and H equals 24. 12 times 24 is 288. Thus, the area is 288 square feet. That's all for this lesson about the area of parallelograms. Now that you understand the topic, remember to practice finding their areas. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.